Hey Blade Gang, I'm back with you once again, OG Blade Reviews, and we've got our next 5 of a series called Tactical EDC Knives, and there's going to be about 25 of these altogether. You already saw my first 5, and we're going to show you another 5 right now, and here's a sneak peek. These will all be on the tabletop review, and yep, there they are. You may recognize them, you may not, but I'm going to be with you very soon, showing you exactly what's up with these tactical EDC blades. That is, blades that you can use every day for your cutting chores and will also function in a tight situation as get-off-me knives. So you be well, take care, stay safe. I'm coming your way with the tabletop review. Right now, let's dive in. Hey, Blade Gang, here we are, back on the desk. And as we said in the intro, this is going to be, and here's a little reveal once again, this is going to be round 2 of our EDC Tactical Roundup. So another 5 knives. You saw the initial 5 knives probably a couple weeks ago or so in the video if you're following my video drops as they come along. But here are 5, and the 5 that I selected today kind of fall more into the affordable, under 100, maybe with one exception or so on the Bastinelli here, but they're not custom, okay? And for the most part, they're not what you'd call mid-tech. They are available in affordable knives. As far as I know, they all still are. And I will make sure that you have links to these as to where you can instantly purchase them with no hesitation, no grief, no blade envy, etc., etc. I'm losing the words here. I want to be a little sarcastic, but I couldn't come up with any sarcastic words because I'm such a nice guy. Okay, well, from left to right, why don't we do it like that? We could do from right to left. We could do from the middle outward. I'm already frustrating you. What is this? This is Auxilliary Manufacturing. This is made by Miguron. This is the budget and affordable and production level of the Karl Jr., K-A-R-L Jr. It is the smaller version of a larger custom knife that Michael Jarvis had put out some years back. Still his most popular knife, as far as I know, except I know the Deadhead series is starting to pick up and get a lot of attention. This is part of the Deadhead series. You can see the logo here, the skull inside the sunflower, I guess. A couple of choices on this. You can go all black, or you can go the kind of a tumbled satin-y finish with the green micarta, and that's the one that Michael sent me for review. Somehow they're still able to get this fantastic custom-looking stone pattern on the spine of the blade, and I think that's a really great job by Miguron. It is made of 14C 28N, and what makes it so great about being an EDC tactical knife? Well, it's got a good EDC blade profile, kind of a spear pointy, almost an arrow shape here, triangular shape, I guess I would call it. I did put this in with a video I did some time back on triangular shaped blades. So yeah, we'll call it a triangular shaped blade. Full handle on it. I've got medium-large hands, and it fits just perfectly. If you've got bigger mitts, it might be a bit tight, but I'd say for most of us, from small to medium hands, it's going to be a really nice fit. Stone, rock pattern, whatever you want to call it here, on the micarta handles. Gives you a lot of grip. Got a built-in guard, more or less, so you can't slip forward. Can be done nicely in the point down, edge out Karl hand hold or the hammer grip. Works really well for all your tactical stuff. I mean, it's light, it's maneuverable, and it's a cutter too. I mean, you can get right in there and do your kitchen chores, package opening, what have you, because you've got a really nice point there. And you can raise it up so you've got almost a Wharncliffe kind of an experience there. Not that this is in any way, shape, or form a Wharncliffe blade. But there you go. That is the Karl Jr. by Auxilliary Manufacturing. Next one's a little bigger, but still very light. And by the way, specs and full reviews on each of these on the channel, just look them up and you will find the full review. Here we have the HZ4, and that's the Hira Zukuri 4, a James Williams design made by Columbia River Knife and Tool. So it is affordable. I think this may be running just a bit over $100. Don't have the prices up in front of me right now, but the links that I provide you will tell you what the prices are. And, you know, just pick it up at your favorite online store, because there's going to be more than one place that carries these. You can go to Columbia River for sure, or you can go out to the Knife Center or Blade HQ or White Mountain, and you should be able to find these. This is the smaller version of the HZ6. It is made in SK5. As far as I know, they are not putting the steel on the blade. But again, the link will tell you the steel that it is made of. I think they stuck with the SK5 steel. It is a tool steel. Fine point. And yet, we've got enough left so that unless you're prying with it, I don't think you're going to have any risk of the point messing up on you. As I said, a little bigger, a little longer than some of these other knives. I'm trying to stay within a reasonable carry size limit or limits. But because this is just so darn nice and light, and I'm trying not to measure everything up because the full reviews cover that. But in ounces, sorry metrics guys, I'm not doing metric at the moment. Yeah, we're under 5 ounces with this knife, 4.5 ounces. Okay, so in my hand, it feels light. Now, keep in mind that you can't compare fixed blade weights to folding knife weights. So if you say, well, it should be under 4 ounces, yeah, but you know, look at the length of the blade we got going on here. And once again, I'm not holding true to my promise of no measurements. 4.5 inches, 4 3/4 inches. So under 5, but I'm trying to stay around the 4-inch blade size. But you get my drift. It's manageable, it's small enough. It has an exposed tang with these wicked, aggressive grips on here. So although you don't have a guard, this darn thing will not slip. I mean, James Williams is taking these kinds of knives and pounding them through car hoods and 1/4-inch plywood and whatnot with no slippage whatsoever. Of course, James will tell you that he likes to palm it for the thrust. So you've got that back up there so that you don't slip. It is a Japanese method of knife handling that you may or may not acquiesce to. But if you do, he can get it to work. So no worry about no guard. No guard, no worry, especially on this guy. These are really cut in. They're not going to carve your hand up, but they are grippy. And we have really sort of an armor-piercing point on this. This blade shape, the Hira Zukuri, is well known for being a better penetrator than even the Americanized Tanto, and you fanboys of cold steel may say no and object and say this point is going to snap right off. But keep in mind that aside from some chores and no prying, that this is going to attack flesh type targets, you know, like cutting a roast. All right, we're moving on to something from DC Blades. And I always forget the name of this knife. I want to say Scorpion, but I don't think it's the Scorpion. Let me get the name for you. I should know it, right? I correct myself. It is the Mantis. Yes, DC Blades. They do some really unusual knives. And I really wanted these to be, you know, equal EDC carry for cutting chores, as well as obviously self-defense tactical use. And this is definitely self-defense tactical use. But I still think it's got a lot of use for cutting. We have VEF, that's V-E-F-F serrations here. I'm not sure if they're calling them that, but you guys that have VEF serrations on your knives or know about them, these are definitely following that sort of design and contour, meaning that you have 3 individual smaller blades here that cut on the draw. However, to keep it from being a double-edged knife that is not sharpened here, the inner edge is sharpened, which means it is an incredibly wicked Pikal knife with that point raised well above for this forward and downward ripping motion. This thing will do a number. However, you can use the inner edge there for cutting. You can, I would suppose, possibly turn it this way, although it's not comfortable at all. You know, I would say it's pretty much a knife you're going to hold in this position for your EDC work and hold in this position for your tactical work. So that's why I feel it has great flexibility. Steel on this guy is not labeled. I think I do have it on the phone here in my blade catalog. It is in 14C28N, okay? Figured that's what it was. Got some really nice, there's DC Blades moniker, really nice red fiber liners that stand off well against that black. We've got some lashing screws here that can be turned out with a flat-headed screwdriver. So you can disassemble the handles off this. Maybe put some custom handles on. It's a really nice G10, however. 2 little stops here for your thumb. I would be real careful in holding it that you don't extend all the way out there and put a cleft in your thumb. All right, DC Blades. This guy next, by Civivi and designed by Bob Terzuola, has become kind of a staple for those that both like Terzuola knives as well as Civivi fans and are looking for a Japanese-inspired sort of a tanto. Yes, it is what tantos looked like before they grew chisel points on their noses. Not belittling the chisel point, and I'm sure that you'll see the chisel point on some knives before I'm all done with these 25 knives that I'm showing you. Tamashii E by Bob Terzuola and Civivi. Nice sheaths on all of these guys, by the way. And this has the Tech-Lock sheath. It is Civivi. And if you look inside here, you will see it is an official Bob Terzuola design. He's the guy that came up with the Tech-Lock. So when you see him, think about Bob. A beautiful encapsulated handle, or tang, I should say, encapsulated tang. Thinner, really very kind of a modern tanto take. The jimping is all on the G10 on the handle, and then we've got some extra out here on the blade. This probably, of all these knives, is probably the one that's going to give you the most utility. We've got a high flat grind. Blade on this one is D2, believe it or not. Yep, D2. They have not made it in a stainless as of yet. I'd love to see them come out with this in a premium edition. But it is, as far as I know, under $100. So, you know, we're coming in with all of these except maybe the one I'm going to show you last. And the Columbia River, they're going to be in the under 100 bucket. Really comfortable. Nice contouring on the handle. You see how that kind of tapers down towards where your fingers are. Feels really excellent no matter how you decide to hold it. Yeah, you could go Picot with this as well. Edge in if you wanted. And the handle being more or less kind of neutral. You know, sort of that stick handle, but you've got some interesting waves, swales going on in here. Tamashii, or Tamashii, some say that you don't pronounce the E twice, but it ends with a double I. Civivi Tamashii by Bob Terzuola. Last but not least, the Red V2, a design by Bastinelli, and this one's made by Fox in Italy, I believe. Yep, there we go. Now, he shifts his production. It may still be made by Fox in Italy. It could be made by Lion Steel in Italy, whom he also uses. Or I think he was using some U.S. manufacturer when he's going to his M390. This one is 690 CO, and that's kind of a well-known Italian steel. This has got to have one of the most comfortable handles on the table or out of all the EDC knives I'm going to show you. It is a Tanto variant. You see the double grind there with the secondary point. And yet we don't have a chisel grind to this really. This does come with and without the partial serrations. That inch of serrations I really like for like zip ties and anything that your blade would normally slide off of. We've got, I would say, an ample amount of tip there and jimping all over the place. One thing about Bastinelli knives, we've got a run of jimping here. We've got a run of jimping back here. We've got jimping down here. And some of his knives have even more than that. Now the way this works is you could hold it way back here and get a lot of extension. You could come up into that finger groove and bring your thumb over here and it melts into place. You can definitely go Picot, and although you don't have an edge in here to rip with, you do have a jabby point for sure. It is a center-lined point. This is, I would say, one of the most overlooked knives for EDC tactical or just straight out tactical use. Word has it he designed this as one of a number of knives for the French tactical and SWAT sort of squads. And if you know, Bastien Cove is a Frenchman transplanted to Florida, USA. And his company is now down around the Kissimmee area in Florida, near Disney. But just an excellent knife to consider. And that is number 5 of today's round, number 2 of EDC Tactical. You take care, be well, and of course, stay safe.